Welcome back to Trumbull Valley. I'm planning on trying something today that I've never quite done before. I'm going to try to get above the soft population cap. So usually we only let you recruit up to 9 people to your community. Right now I have 7. But I've got an opportunity here, which is the Engine Bangers, which is a community of 3 people, I believe, has offered to join me. So they, by themselves, could get me up over 9. But I'm wondering, what if I recruit 2 more people before I take them up on this mission? Can I get it all the way to 12? I've never tried to exploit the systems of the game this way. I don't know if I'm doing it right. And somebody in the chat might immediately tell me that it's wrong, in which case, whatever, maybe I'll take their advice. But that's my goal right now. So the Bunny Lord here is going to head out and try to pick up some folks. Hey, not as bad as Frankenstein just showed up and says, I only learned about State of Decay a week or so ago when a streamer I watched started playing it, and now I've become obsessed with it. It's such a fun game and really cool to see you play and talk about what it was like to work on it. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry that I have to stop reading what you said, but not a fan of this juggernaut. So I'm gonna get out of here. Holy crap, so many weird zombies. What is that guy doing? Haha, take that. Plants versus Zombies zombie. Alright, anyway, I don't actually want to be here.
Enjoy peace eternal, asshole.
How are the audio levels, by the way? Am I coming in above the engine noise well enough, or is it overwhelming? So, okay, first stop is up here. So what I did to get into this situation is the last time the Engine Bangers sent me a mission, I went over there and I declined it manually. When you decline their missions, the only mission that's left in their arc is one that involves recruiting their entire community. And as I understand it, that's one of the ways you can load up on survivors. But I've never actually tried it myself, and it is sort of a unintended exploit, so I'm not maximally aware of how it works. So one thing I do need, though, is a computers expert.
Hey, neighbor, it's me again. Remember that rogue signal we were working on?
Ah.
Believe it or not, I've identified it as a Red Talon broadcast. Well, sort of.
All right, so...
Anyway, I ran into a stumbling block decoding the signal. Are you available for an assist?
So, for those of you who don't know, we likely will have a hotfix landing kind of any time. It's sort of in the wind, ready to go. It's fluttering towards people's consoles. But there's 2 fixes to the Homecoming update that we've already made via title storage. One of them is that Isby's final mission should no longer be repeating. I think that was her second mission that we just heard, so maybe at some point this session I should take her up on that second mission and see if we can make progress towards the third. Another thing we've done, too, is made it so that you can have multiple story missions at the same time in Trumbull Valley. Right now we've only got 1, but I'm actually curious to see if a second one's going to pop up sometime while we're out here on the road. Anyway, I'm looking for a computers expert. It looks like Ninez here is a computer expert. She's got low stamina, but, you know,
What's up?
what do you expect from a computer expert? So I'm going to recruit her.
So, we want you on our team. Them, not so much. This'll get done faster if we work together.
Okay, come on, Ninez. Do I call it... I assume that her name is pronounced Ninez, because I think it's short for something. I think it's short for Angeles, I guess?
You know, I just feel like I'm in the right place with the right people.
But maybe it's 9s. I don't know. I only wrote the nicknames. Why would I know? And it looks like I'm getting a computer expert with Isby's voice, maybe. So that's going to be fun. So we'll drive her home and then go pick up somebody else. I don't know whether to call you Nines or Nines, but here you are at home. Oh, somebody's calling my phone. What's going on?
Lily, it's Mickey.
Spam risk.
Come on, I just want to talk.
Fine. I'm listening. What do you want?
I guess I've been thinking about stuff. Old times.
No. I am not getting nostalgic with Mickey Wilkerson. Goodbye.
Yeah, sure, I get it. Sorry to bother you.
I'm just going to ignore Mr. Juggernaut. All right. So we're going to head down here and try to grab another person, which should put us at 9. And I'm not sure, actually, what other expertises I should be striving for. So let's see who's available and then make some decisions. So you'll notice I've got Becky here, completely kitted out. Gosh, where do these people come from? I've got all the hard candy items. And it turns out they're kind of noisy.
Mi casa, su casa, or whatever.
All right, Anya,
Have friendly face.
tell me about yourself. Music. Okay, sure. Angel? Not threaten. Mechanics. I'm pretty sure we're about to get a bunch of that. What about
Still on your
Chicho?
feet.
Nothing.
You're still on your feet.
Chicho, you're the one I want.
So, we want you on our team. Them, not so much.
All right, Chicho, come on. Let your friends deal with the zombies. We'll get out of here. I want you in my team. I want to hit your friends with a car. All right, so let's head back to base. I know where base is, but I can get rid of my marker. When I play multiplayer with my son, he's always really, really concerned that, like, if I've left my marker up for 5 seconds longer than we needed it, he starts flipping out and telling me to make it go away. It's like he feels, I don't know, oppressed by the fact that I've got a marker on the map that he doesn't want to go to. Jefferson Jim, I don't remember if there's, I think if you decline the mechanics on any interaction, I'm pretty sure that puts them into sort of the fail state for their community. I could be wrong about that. If somebody in the chat wants to correct me, feel absolutely free. But yeah, I think if you decline any of their missions, it puts their arc into the fail state and they want to join. Hey, Chicho, where you going, buddy?
You want something?
Nope.
Hasta la vista.
Want nothing from you, except to get into this base. You are a number to me. You're just here to pad out the population. Until I need some expertise, then whatever. All right, let's head this way. Now, if this works the way I hope it does, and I can actually recruit all of these mechanics, it's going to kind of render moot that entire session I spent trying to get one mechanic. But, I don't know. I like this car that I'm traveling in. I'm not going to, like, you know, dismiss the value of that mechanic. But, man, am I going to have a lot of mechanics in my community. So Real P1, the reason why we limit followers is just to try to limit the number of human AI characters that are in the scene at any given time, because our human AI is among the more complicated behavior stuff for the game to be running, and the more of them you get on screen at once, the more likely we are to sort of chug based on overtaxing the CPU. And because this is an open world game with a lot of player control, that means that, you know, like there's a lot of games where, like say you're playing The Last of Us, they know exactly how many AI characters are going to be active in their world at once. They have a lot of control over it. But for us, this big open world game where if you could have any number of followers, you could grab those followers, go and attack a hostile enclave, kite the hostile enclave.
I hear folks asking what the rest of the world's like these days.
Yeah, Teresa.
Personally, I'm more concerned about taking back our part of it first.
So anyway, you could grab a hostile enclave, kite them over to another enclave's base, and end up with like 10 human characters in the same space at the same time. And so you could really sort of load up on the CPU burden just by your own actions and make things really, really difficult for the hardware to handle. So we have to kind of put limits on particularly on the number of AI characters that you can control where they're standing and where they're trying to operate at any given time. So followers are particularly dangerous because you can take them wherever you want and do whatever you want with them, which means you can get them into situations that cause problems for the game. Okay, so Zedric is confirming the suspicion that somebody else had, which is that if you decline their first mission, they just leave. Apparently you have to do their first mission for them, and then it's the second mission where you can start declining them, and then they will, trust your community enough, basically, to want to join. So I did do one mission with these folks, so I think that's the track that I'm on. All right, let's talk to Chema here. And I can recruit the Enclave?
You folks sure know how to make us feel welcome.
Okay, let's grab somebody. Here, one of you come home with me. The rest of you can just run home by yourselves. I really don't know what their survival chance is. But I'm going to get as far away from them as I can so that they and all the zombies despawn and nobody can get in trouble. First I'll hit them with a car, and then I'm just going to drive home. Let me mark my home on the map so it's easier to get to. So I think I might actually have my first 12-character community. I don't think I've ever done this. So I realize this is standard operating procedure for a lot of players, but usually I do prefer to have a smaller community of characters that I'm very familiar with rather than a very large community. But I've actually been looking into our options for trying to improve the recruiting experience, and so, I should play all of the edge cases like this one. Hey there, Jedi Psychtrix. Thanks for joining us. So Jedi Psychtrix is happy that it's playtest day. Man, you missed out, Jedi Psychtrix, when we played the game Webbed. In fact, I and the chat specifically... Did I just go into the river and then... Whatever. Okay, let's just go take a normal bridge. We specifically called you out as somebody who probably does not want to watch me play a spider game. So I think I'm going to be releasing that video tomorrow. So watch for that and enjoy it. It is a cute spider. It is like the cutest. You know that meme of the super cute spider? You know what I'm talking about. That spider. It's kind of like that spider. Whoa. Let's drive over a smoother part of the terrain. There we go. Jedi Psychtrix, it is cute. It's not cute like Charlotte's Web, where it's an anthropomorphic spider. It's cute like a cute real spider. So I don't know how what kind of difference that makes for you, but it doesn't have like a cute little human face and hair and hands the way that Charlotte does.
You said you were going to help me out. How's that coming along?
I didn't say anything.
Screamer. How fantastic.
Okay, so we're going to get home, and we're going to check out our community and see what we've got at our disposal now. Hey, you, come here.
Yes? Catch you in a bit.
All right, let's head inside and look at our roster and see who we've got here. So, look at all these people. Man, okay, this is kind of overwhelming. I don't know how I'm even going to keep track of everybody. So it looks like, okay, so Jack, Cowpuncher, and Umukpe folks we already had. We got Nate here, who is already an auto mechanic, so good for you. We've got Chicho, who, his name is a Narciso Butcher. He goes by Chicho. He's got nothing. We already had Fraser. She's our other auto mechanic, who I'm worried that all these folks are going to be auto mechanics specifically, and I'm not going to have room to make an engineer. So here's our computers expert, which is going to allow us to upgrade our command center.
Neighbor, it's Trusty again. I'm afraid my experiment didn't pan out. The new samples just don't demonstrate enough difference from what I collected here in Marshall. Still think I'm onto something. I just need more time.
Okay, so
I'll call you when I've got the next step planned. Trusty out.
all right, let's make the Bunny Lord a pathologist so that wherever she lives, people have greater survivability against blood plague. Looks like these two are just regular mechanics, so I can make both of them engineers if I want to, which this guy's a railroad engineer, so I should definitely make him an engineer. Oh, I just realized I'm sitting here in front of everybody's skills. You can't see their skills. Sorry. Let's look at, okay, so anyway, she's an auto mechanic. He's an auto mechanic. This guy's got a blank skill, so for whatever I need to fill, I can sort of hold him open. These two are regular mechanics, so since I've already got two auto mechanics, I'll probably make them two engineers. I can make some nice weapon mods. And then, yeah, my computers expert here is going to allow me to upgrade my command center and get another outpost, except I don't have enough materials. But, okay, because those little parts of the hotfix that I was telling you about landed, we do have... Oh, wait, no, we don't actually have a new Tressie mission yet. She's just spoken on the radio. We've still just got one story mission, but we do have the other, you know, like radio messages playing, and so maybe things will move a little quicker. But yeah, let's make some progress towards Isby's arc.
Nice. So I know this ex-Red Talon guy who lives over by the fairgrounds. I figure he might know how to crack the encryption on this weird signal.
Okay. You want me to swing by and pick you up?
No, it's probably better if you go without me. Easier, I mean. Anyway, his name is Chavez. He's a decent guy, so you'll be in good hands.
You know, I'm not sure life without Sriracha is really living. You agree?
Life without sriracha, sure. Okay, I think, so I've got some fire, I've got some gas. Yeah, let's head out and make some progress on Isby's missions. It would be nice if very soon we could actually try out Isby's third mission and watch it, not repeat. Sunny Games, you're trying to pump me for information? We're already talking about the hotfix, and you're just moved on to like, well, what's update 27 going to be? What's update 28 going to be? We'll talk about that when we're ready. Right now, we're working on a few smaller things while we sort of prepare for the next, you know, set of larger mechanical improvements to the game. Can't tell you what any of it is, but it won't be too long before you've got at least something in your hands. So expect the next update or two to be, you know, a few smaller features, not things that are going to completely, you know, upend the game the way that Plague Territory did, the way that Trumbull Valley did. But I think there's some good stuff coming. So I'm actually just about to start the preliminary draft of the next set of patch notes, which does not mean it's coming out soon. I do that pretty early. But I'm about to work on that preliminary draft, so I'm about to actually make myself a little bit more aware, because we're always working on so many things at the same time. It's actually difficult for me sometimes to keep track of what's going to be coming in each update. Because sometimes if something is like on the borderline between one update and the next, I'll forget which update it's in. So even if I did feel comfortable giving you a preview, I'd probably be wrong. I'd probably name an update that is not actually part of the next drop.
Who's out there?
Did you find him yet?
Isby. No one can hear you, right?
Gotta go.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, so Heard the Hunter had a question that Raneth Court already answered for him, but I'll answer it here on the... Wait.
Network connection successful.
Oh hey.
Signal strength at 95%. That's excellent news, Cleo.
Great, Cleo.
It seems that interference from local plague hearts has dropped below a viable threshold for blocking your connections.
Ah.
I suppose we have our friendly neighbors to thank for that.
Yep.
If you're listening, your help is much appreciated.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, the soldiers went hostile when I ignored them. Oh well, have to murder them someday. Yeah, we only got the one plague heart left, which is blocking the landmark outpost. We should probably claim the landmark outpost at some point. Anyway, so her and the hunter had asked, they just got a hero with a hygiene plus 100 plague resistance bonus. And they're wondering, like, do they not need pathology now? But no, yeah, so Raneth Court is right that basically the, I don't have one right now, but the plague meter that appears down above your health bar, I believe that by default it has 100 increments. And so when you get a plus 100 to that, that means that it goes from 100 to 200 increments. But you could have 2 plus 100s and get it up to 300, or then add a plus 50 and get it to 350. You can keep increasing the size of that meter. Now the meter doesn't physically get any longer, but it's got more ticks on it. So the ticks get denser and denser, and it looks like it's falling slower and slower as you get those improvements. So yeah, you can stack as many plague resistance improvements as you want. You can make your characters very, very resistant to plague if you're so inclined. Whew, okay. So Scott Landis says, I started Breakdown again, and I forgot how clean the Trumbull Valley map is. I'm not sure what you mean by clean. Do you mean just like there aren't nearly as many like little details and stuff on the map as there are in the updated Trumbull Valley? Anyway, while you're thinking about that question, let's talk to Chavez.
Any friend of his be's a friend of mine. Call me Chavez. What you need?
She thinks you might have access to Red Talon decryption codes. Is that true?
So, here's the deal. I'm happy to help you out, but I was just a grunt. Only the officers had access to shit like decryption codes.
Are you still in touch? Can we talk to them?
Not likely. My CO died right alongside the rest of my unit. But I can take you to where she was killed. Maybe we'll find something.
Dark.
Sure you're okay with that?
It was a long time ago, and I'm overdue for a visit anyhow.
There we are.
I'll mark the spot on your map.
It's got a text. Let me make sure it's not.
So you were in Red Town, huh? What was that like?
Nope.
It was intense. A lot of people believing real hard that we were doing the right thing. And most of the time, I agreed with them. These days, I ain't so sure.
So because it's around the time that we start driving the kids home from school, I've got my phone open and unmuted,
Here when it all happened.
just in case somebody needs
Time
help.
I showed up, all I could do for my team was to put him to rest.
So there's a slight chance I might have to leave early if it turns out one of my kids needs a ride.
Before I buried my friends, I packed away all their gear in case I ever needed it. Probably looking for something like a code book. But honestly, you can take anything that looks useful. Nobody here is gonna complain.
You might be okay after all. I say we kill this last plague heart and call our town safe.
Head in all directions. Closing fast.
Ah, stop kicking.
Stay alive.
Wow, there's a large magazine on this gun.
Moving fast.
Anyone else? Oh wait, there's a bunch of them. Hi. Well, good thing I've got a large magazine because I'm missing most of my shots. Oh, what is that? All right, anyway, Chavez, here we go. Oh, you weren't kidding about a bunch of your friends dying here. Holy crap. This place is gross. Oh yeah, we named this the Tragic Medical Camp. You can't see the name, but yeah, we named this a Tragic Medical Camp because it's just so gross.
This could be a big help to us.
All right, a rucksack, not too bad. Try to find something more important.
Let's Nice.
That is nice. That's 7.62. That's some good ammo. Oh, wait. There we go.
Finally, something to celebrate.
Here we go. The code book.
Great.
Did you find the code book? Let me check it out. Yep. This is exactly what she needs. Okay. Now, this is gonna sound mean, but it's for her own good. Trust me. Hey, Isby. You listening out there? We found the code book you need. But I'm keeping it.
Wait, what? You can't do that. I need it.
Seems like this is the only way I can get you to talk to me. You'll get what you need out of the book. But whatever's going down, I want in.
That is so not fair.
She sounds mad. You sure that was a good idea?
If it helps her to stop running away, it'll be worth it. Gracias, vato. You really came through, amigo. Here's a little something as a reward.
Oh, you got a prize for me?
Buena suerte, amigo.
Oh, thermite grenades. You can't see that he gave me thermite grenades, but I promise he did. Right there.
Anyone out there wants to swap? We've got goods.
Ooh, just in time for a trader, too. All right, we'll head down this way. Chavez is going to head home. So now we're all teed up for Isby's third mission to fire at some point. And hopefully only fire once and never fire again. It'll be great. While I was paying attention to that mission, I did get a question from Redline 1982, which, as usual, folks in the chat already answered, but I'm going to answer it for the general public, too. Redline has been worried about killing the last plague heart in Trumbull Valley because they're worried that the Trumbull Valley story will end at that point, which is a reasonable fear because killing the last plague heart is how you kick off your legacy arc, you know, when you're playing in any map. That kicks off your legacy arc, and if you follow those missions, if you're always free to ignore those missions if you want to, but if you follow those missions, then you're sort of heading towards the ending of the game, and you know, your community sort of being required to leave the map. And so Redline was wondering, like, can I safely kill all the plague hearts of Trumbull Valley, or is that going to mean that my story ends? So yeah, so no, the story of the sort of unique story of Trumbull Valley, all these arcs with these different characters, a lot of them from Heartland, all of those stories, they don't care if you finish the plague hearts. Actually, the one mission arc that cares is the Cleo arc. It actually requires you to kill most of the plague hearts before it will continue. And so for that one, you actually have to get the number of plague hearts down to a certain level before you can complete it. But the other missions do not give a crap. So you can have all the plague hearts, you can have none of the plague hearts. They won't care, they'll keep going. And so if you kill all the plague hearts and you don't want to continue on to a new map, not a new map, if you don't want to end your story with a legacy mission, just ignore all the all the missions that basically appear with this green appearance and like have the name of a leader on them. Just don't play those missions. Then your game will, your story will not end, and you can get through all the Trumbull content that you want. Where was my home again? Oh wait, infestation. Let's go fight an infestation because we can.
So you're ignoring us.
Yep.
Okay. Now you pissed us off.
Haha. Do I just have a bunch of angry soldiers?
To make some useful friends.
Surviving soldiers, stranded soldiers. Soldiers just hate me. What is up with me? Why do I piss off all the soldiers? When one group of soldiers doesn't like you, maybe the problem is them. But when two groups of soldiers don't like you, maybe the problem is you. Oh yeah, Hearn the Hunter's reminding me that I've got thermite. And maybe maybe I want to use that on an infestation. Of course, yeah, the infestation is outside, so why not? Hello.
Fire in the hole!
Oh, hello. Oh, screw you, and you, and you, and you. You on the ground.
Breather. I need a break.
Yeah, so that thermite grenade just took care of the infestation while I was not paying attention to it. That was like a one and done infestation. But yeah, it helped that we've got this weird bug where fairly, not every time, but fairly often, an infestation will feature zombies that are outside the building. That did not used to happen. I think that Zoe is looking into it, so hopefully we'll figure it out at some point, because it's a little anticlimactic to roll up on an infested building and have everyone be standing around outside just waiting for you to roll your car over them or hit them with a thermite grenade. But there you go. All right, so I took that thing out. Oh, you know, one thing I had been thinking of, actually. Oh, there's a wandering trader here. I'd been thinking of taking out this plague heart, and I forgot. That's okay. I'll do that in a later session. It's fine. Let's go trading. So I got a little bit of crap in this car that we can drop at home, and maybe we can grab all of our sellables and bring them back. Also, I need to refuel this car. In fact, maybe I should refuel it before I get close to a juggernaut. How does that sound? I think I stuck a gas can back here. Yep. Hello, zombie. Are you looking for where my car was 3 seconds ago? So, Mr. Bulldops wants to know, will we have the ability to change the 5th skill on our survivors? So, right now, my attitude about that is probably no.
Looks like some hungry deadheads are wandering in.
And I'll say...
Problem, just letting you know.
I'll say why in a sec. Let me make sure that this feral situation is taken care of. So, a big part of how the game works is you know, we really want, like, on an emotional level, we want you to consider each survivor in your community to be irreplaceable. You know, and we do that, you know, one of the reasons why we have procedurally generated characters is so that, you know, when you lose a character, they're never coming back. But I think that if we made your characters maximally customizable so that any character could become any other kind of character, we lose some of that sense of, like, oh no, I lost my doctor, how will I get a new doctor? You know, and so we've opened up more tools to let you find a new person to be a doctor, but sort of giving you the ability to change any character to serve any role starts to make them feel even more like they're just numbers, like they're just commodities. And we really don't want that to be sort of the attitude that the game expresses towards its characters. We want the game to treat each character like they're unique and valuable. And so right now, one of the only things about your character that you can't change, or that you can't, you know, whatever, try to improve on, is their 5th skill. And so their 5th skill is kind of their sort of their core value to the community, and so we want to keep that the same.
As if we have a choice.
You know, it's getting kind of crowded.
And so you could definitely make arguments in favor of giving more character customization, and it's not like, you know, you can be wrong or right about this. It's a creative decision, but that's kind of the decision that we've made with State of Decay 2, is not to do that. Now, that doesn't mean that maybe, you know, maybe someday we'll change our minds. I don't know, but right now that's where we're standing on it, is that, you know, we really want your characters to feel like they have irreplaceable value, which means, you know, when they serve a certain role, we want them to keep serving that role. Zedric points out that does have
When we needed help, the sheriff
a bit of a
stepped up.
trade-off,
The least we can do is drop off a little something from time to time.
which is that some players will now exile characters to make room for new characters. You end up having a little bit more of a mercenary attitude towards your characters. There's going to be some
We can hold them off.
there's going to be some version of that no matter what we do. But yeah, no, you're right. That is sort of a cost we're paying. And it might not be the most realistic thing in the world either. I mean, people can learn new skills. It's not like people are incapable of doing that. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, we might, if we were to, for instance, come up with an entirely new character system from scratch, we would definitely bear in mind how players how players currently play the game. And let me take the volume a little bit. I'm a little bit worried that I'm getting drowned out by everything that's going on. And we would try to design around it. So maybe in future games, we'll just have a very different character system where that question of can I replace the 5th skill just isn't as important a question. But we'll see. Definitely can't make any promises about that. I literally don't know the answer to that question. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
No more ammo here.
Oh no, we're not having that smell in here. Keep them out.
No more ammo here.
Maybe we should be going somewhere else.
Oh, no, 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 don't grab me. Stop it. Ow. Hi, I'm not good at fighting juggernauts. I realize that I could just kite him into my base, but,
Hold the line. We can do this.
How about I not get sick and die out here?
yeah, this isn't going well.
Getting low on that.
Okay. Let's, not get... Oh, how do I... Really? Hold on. Alright. Apparently I'm not great at fighting those guys.
Come on, guys.
Boink.
Let's show the Zeds what we're made of.
Let's grab some bullets. What does this thing take?
Hey, look at us. We're alive.
Oh, really? You're done? Are we done with the siege? I don't think we're done. There we go. So Zedric von Katmahi says, I've had several survivors that have loved to keep, but I had to let them go because of their 5th skill. So that's an interesting question. Did you, though? Did you have to let them go? Because I realize that it feels that way sometimes, but, you know, many times I've, you know, played this game in such a way that, you know, I deliberately did not have all the 5th skills that my community could have. And I was deliberately playing without a doctor or without a mechanic or something like that. That's a valid way to play. If you've got a group of people who are lacking skills, that doesn't mean you can't play the game that way. You've decided that your top priority is to have every skill. And you've decided that that's worth sacrificing characters. But I think that's your decision. I don't know if that's... Now, that decision is a predictable decision. That's a very common sort of player motivation. So the fact that I can predict that decision means that it probably actually is smart for me to design around it, you know, and to build a game that assumes players will behave the way that players behave and gives them a game that is satisfying for them. I'm not actually really blaming you for the whole problem. But at the same time, do you though? You know. Oh yeah, so Zedric is pointing out that they've got limited space in their legacy pool, and so if a character doesn't have an incredibly valuable 5th skill, then it feels like they're taking up a slot that somebody else can't take up. So for me, again, like I've held on to Jack Kilgore, Attorney at Law, despite the fact that he's got the law skill, which is not the most useful skill in the world. So I'm not necessarily aligned with you, but I do accept that you represent a very normal player perspective on this game. So I'm not saying that, like, I'm not usually very sympathetic to, like, when game designers are like, they find out the players are playing their game in an unexpected way, and they're like, oh, well, they're playing it wrong. They're wrong. Like, you can't really be wrong about what you enjoy and what works for you in a game. You can be uncommon. You can be unusual. Like, if you've got a particular play style that most players don't have, and it means that a game that most players enjoy, you just can't enjoy for, some idiosyncratic reason. That's one thing. But even if you're rare, and even if, it doesn't actually make sense for a game developer to craft their game around your perspective because your perspective is so unusual, that still doesn't make you wrong. Unless you're saying explicitly, you have to do this, it's the only way to do it, then you're wrong. But you can't be wrong about your experience playing a game, what it's like for you, what you feel motivated to do by the game. You are right about that. All you can do is report it and hope that enough people are on the same page as you that the developers will feel motivated to listen.
I might be carrying too much here.
Oh, hey, One Eye Gamer, thanks for joining me. I'm really glad to have, new people showing up in our audience. Zeuswood says, game looks super smooth. Are you on PC or Xbox? I am on an Xbox Series X. So this game was built for the Xbox One. And so playing it on a Series X means that it is a little bit, the console's a bit OP for the game that I'm playing, which is good. But yeah, that means it does. We did a bunch of gameplay and performance optimizations for the Series X when it came out, so that so that the game would look as good as it possibly can. And we are continuously making graphical improvements to the game. So I think you can probably expect the game to look even better a year from now than it does now. Hello. Wow, sun went down quick, didn't it? All right, let's get home with this stuff. And then one of the things I wanted to do was go trading, so I guess that's what we'll probably wrap up this session on. Let's take this stuff home, including the materials we've got, because I want...
I left a package for you guys.
I want to increase our outpost limit so that we can claim the official landmark outpost of this map. Okay, so since I'm going trading, I think I'm going to carry less than I normally would because I'm going to want to sell stuff. So let's see what we can sell here. Starting with luxuries, of course. Can go away. I don't need power generation. I don't really want the all-in-one workout system.
That's pretty heavy.
Power tools, that's just about speed, right? What about... I never use mines. I also never use energy drinks and stimulants. Let's get rid of those. Yeah, and I have no purpose for firecrackers, so... Now, which of my vehicles has got the most space? This has got 6. That's probably good enough. Let's load some of this stuff in. Ideally, the heaviest stuff or whatever. Scott Lennon, I'm not sure about the missions that you're citing in your question, so sorry. I don't think I can give you any more information about them from what you've said there. Okay, a shot of espresso is useful, but I feel like there was something... Oh yeah, I was thinking of getting rid of the box mines. Just because I never use them. Lots of these that I want. Oh, fireworks? Military landmines, those are a little powerful. I think I'll hold on to those. Do I have any duplicate backpacks? So far, no. Oh wait, oh, blue and yellow, blue and yellow. There we go.
That's pretty heavy.
That's probably enough. Let's go trading. Oh, how are we doing for gas? We got enough to go trading anyway. Okay, wandering trader. 11 minutes left. Let's do this.
I'm sure glad to be part
So, Tank, I do agree that box mines are actually probably pretty good. I just never remember to use them. So, in that sense, they're just useless to me because I just know they're going to sit in my inventory forever. Hello, Feral. Goodbye, Feral. I should probably kill that Feral at some point.
Hello.
Oh, hey, this guy looks just like Screamer. All right,
Anything good?
Okay.
let's sell this garbage.
Raimundo Santos, did you think you could keep this a secret from me?
Uh-oh.
I wasn't. I just needed some time.
It's all right. I guess if anyone can understand what you're going through, it should be me. But I still don't like the idea of you being out there all on your own.
Okay, so they can't buy anything more from me. Ooh, mats.
All
What?
right, Ray. If you say so.
This world has more than enough problems for you to worry about. I refuse to be one of them.
Drill press. CNC. Do I have a CNC mill? To make parts with from materials? I think I maybe don't.
Yeah, I got it.
Let's grab
But
that.
It's gonna be slow.
Okay. Let's load this stuff in, and I'm just going to grab the rest of their materials.
Let's just take a look-see.
All right.
Because we're going to go back, and we're going to kick off an upgrade. Where did you go? Here you are. We're going to kick off an upgrade to the command center, which we can actually probably already afford. I just realized I already took home a bunch of a bunch of materials. Oh, so Spirit Shaman just showed up to ask about the hotfix. So yes, we do have a hotfix in the works. It is actually very, very close to releasing. It's in that zone where it could release at any time. It's kind of out of our control. So, we actually have. I mentioned this, I think, before on the stream, but I'll do it again. We have released 2 pieces of the hotfix as a title update, which means if you just restart your game from scratch, you should get it. Oh gosh, that was badly timed. Haha. Anyway, the Isby repeating mission should be gone now, and also we are now allowing multiple Trumbull Valley story missions to play at once, which means you can make progress on multiple arcs at the same time, and so players should find it to be a lot less slow to get through the Trumbull Valley storyline. So those 2 should be live immediately. It should already be actually in my game right now. If I was in a position, if I kind of wish that I was further along in Isby's storyline so that I could demonstrate her mission not repeating. Right now I haven't seen her 3rd mission yet. But yeah, so that's already in, and then we're
There's
just
enough to go around here.
we're just waiting on just all the stars to align to make the rest of the hotfix come in. But you can find the
Neighbor Tressie here.
Hey
Got a
Tressie.
new plan, and I need your support to make it work.
Cool.
Anyone available for a little field trip?
Don't think that's gonna happen.
All right, let's upgrade the command center. We have not nearly enough beds in this community. I just realized. And we've got a nice Red Talon bunk room and some trailer park beds. That is not enough for 12 people. We might need to move on pretty soon. I wanted to spend some time in the trailer park base, and I have now, but I think we might need more space. So the question is, where should I go next? Maybe I could go to the Tranquility Factory. I know they have more free slots. But only a couple indoor, a couple outdoor. They might, that might not be the best place for my community right now. I might need a place that's larger. Maybe Fort Marshall? They've got cramped barracks, so they've already got some built-in beds on top of whatever beds I decide to build. I don't have enough influence yet to claim that place. Do I have enough for this? I do. And then here, I definitely don't have enough for the farmland compound. That's probably my end game place. So this one actually requires 8 people. So this might be, yeah, maybe Fort Marshall is where I want to go. Once I've got enough influence, I got to work up to that. Miss Death says, I'm using the one in the middle right now, and it's awesome. I believe you. I'm nowhere near the influence that it would take to claim it. But yeah, I agree. I'm kind of saving it for last because I'm actually really excited to live there. So let's see here. Let me catch up with everybody. So Tectonic says, Ray didn't spawn on my map when I moved to Trumbull. So Ray Santos doesn't actually show up until several, I think there's like 4. Come on. Come on, Chavez.
Nope. I'm still mad at you for tricking me out of that code book.
Okay then. I guess I am running low on toilet paper.
No, you can't.
Relax, Iz. The book's not going anywhere. And neither am I. We'll both be here when you're ready.
So one reason that all of these missions are firing off is because I'm hanging out at my base, and they actually kind of require you to be at your base before those radio missions will show up. Either at your base or somewhere else safe, defined by something in code. But anyway, so Ray Santos doesn't spawn until there's been about 4 radio missions, and then the first time you're actually directed to his location is, I think, is his first mission. So it could entirely be that Ray Santos is going to spawn in your map. He just hasn't yet. And before the hotfix, there was a lot of obstacles in the way of all of the missions spawning in Trumbull Valley. We think we fixed that. We believe that they should be flowing a lot more smoothly once the hotfix lands, and actually even just once you start up the game fresh with the title storage update we just did. So hopefully Ray should show up in your game. There might be other things that could prevent it. I'm not sure, so I can't promise you exactly. There might be other potential obstacles, and I'm sorry if you're running into that, but hopefully it should work. Oh, so Miss Death is thanking the tank for introducing her to the game. By the way, yeah, all of you, by the way, who are fans of State of Decay and have encouraged other people to try it out, thank you so much. I mean, you are a massive part of what has made this game successful. Very little, I think, of our success comes from marketing pushes and stuff like that. I think a lot of it is just word of mouth, people wanting to play with their friends, that sort of thing. So yeah, we really rely on all of you to make this game successful. So for right now, I think we're about ready to put a pin in this episode. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I need to decide, because I do have a meeting at 4 o'clock, which is 40 minutes from now. So I need to decide if I'm going to do another episode with State of Decay 2 or if I'm just going to call it quits now. But I'll make that decision after this. So if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, if you're watching this later, I'll put a button right there. The next State of Decay 2 episode that I do, whether I do it right now or if I do it like tomorrow morning or something, I'm going to stick it there when it's ready, so you can click there if it exists.